Western Pennsylvania legend. Paisan Supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arkansas men's basketball coach, national champion, Hall of Famer, Coach Calipari.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Paisan?
And remind them that the Nets fired me.
Yeah,
Please tell everybody that.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the Wikipedia. I saw the Nets thing, I saw the Sixers assistant, and then I saw the overall record, then I saw the college record. Feels like you were more suited for the college game, but you certainly know the NBA game. A lot of your guys obviously go on to take over the NBA. Let's talk about SGA. When he was playing college ball, did you know he was about to become an MVP? Did you know he's about to put an entire state and a city on his back whenever you were watching him and when you met him?
Well, let me just say this. I've coached 2 MVPs, Derrick Rose and Shai. Both had the same DNA. Unbelievable teammates. So Shai won't do an interview unless his teammates are around. Derrick wouldn't take a picture unless his teammates were around. You'll never hear a player that played with them ever say a bad word because they're great teammates. They were both wired and driven, one by trying to prove himself, I'm better than you think, the other trying to live up to what he was. Different players. Derrick was speed, would kill you, and his quick bounce and floaters, and Shai more of a pace game that just goes and gets buckets, but plays a good floor game too. But it's amazing, Shai did not start for me for 8 games, 9 games. And when I called him in and said, you need to be starting, and he said, I'm good, coach, I trust you. Just tells you about what he is.
Yeah, he bought Rolexes for the whole team whenever he won the MVP. They've seen so many of those moments, and he's just a bucket getter. I mean, an insane bucket getter. Now, it feels like this Oklahoma City team has a college-like vibe whenever you watch it, from the fan base to the way it's coached to the way they play. Do you agree with that sentiment? And do you think there's more of that happening in the NBA now?
Well, the NBA goes through cycles of what works, and they change. But I was in Oklahoma City for game 3, or maybe it was game 2, whichever game it was. It's a college environment. And then the way they play, you talk about come at you so many ways. Caruso. Look, the game I was there, Williams had 3 points. 3. Never said a word and gets 40 in the last game because of how they play. And they play off of one another. They seem to really enjoy competing, not just they're like, I'm locking you down. And Indiana's doing the same. You got to give them credit to be where they are. That one game, man, took the wind out of their sails, but it'll be interesting tonight.
Yeah, and I believe is there a story between you and Tyrese Haliburton? I don't recall.
Yeah, didn't recruit him.
Yeah, you said you thought he was a bum. You thought he was a bum. That's I believe the way.
I did not. But he went to the right place, and I'll tell you what, the things he's doing, I hope he's healthy for this game. Casey Wallace was starting, played for us. You still have Jay Will and Isaiah Joe from Arkansas. Isaiah Jackson played for me. He's in with the Indiana Pacers. He's hurt right now. He's recovering from his injury. But no, going to the games. And how about you watch Shai sign 400 autographs after warming up and getting ready for a championship game?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
it just shows what he is. He's different.
He's
great
superstar. The future is in a great spot. Darius Butler has a question for you, Coach Cal.
Yeah, Coach, you've been coaching dynamic players for a long time going into the draft. We just had a conversation about Ace Bailey, kind of going unconventional with his route. What are those conversations like when players reach out and lean on you for advice? And do you have any stories from the past with a specific player at the top of the draft?
Well, first of all, I can tell you, sitting at that table is the worst thing in the world because you don't know, because everybody's lying.
Yeah.
So you don't know where the kid's getting drafted. But I've had multiple players say, I'm not being drafted by that team. I've already told them. And I'm like, are you nuts? That's 3 picks down. Why would you? Because I'm not going there. And you know what? They were right and I was wrong. When Karl Towns was getting drafted, the Lakers wanted him. The Lakers wanted him, and they were the 2 pick. And I said, you may want to be the 2 pick and be in LA and, Minnesota. He said, no, I'll wear a coat. I want to be the number 1 pick. And he enjoyed his time there. And, but yeah, there are stuff. I remember with Keldon Johnson, we waited till the end of the draft. I'm sick. I'm on the phone. I'm calling people. And you know what? He ends up in San Antonio, the best place in the world he can. It doesn't matter when you're drafted, it's where you go. And he now is going to have a long career. He's wearing a cowboy hat and big boot. He wears cowboy boots. I mean, what?
Perfect home. Perfect home for him. The universe of God works in magical ways. Draft nights can be very long, especially you say everybody's lying. They do that in the NFL as well.
Oh, yeah.
So whenever there's like a promise made in the NFL, it's like, that's not real. In the NBA, it sounds like the exact same. UD has a question for you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, man, just want to give you your flowers, man. Huge fan of everything you've been able to accomplish in the game of basketball. But my question is to you, if being a guy who's been around so long and had to go through the recruiting process, as we transition into the NIL and different things like that, you having your old school mentality and your old school flavor, how has that transition been for you? Because, it's a little bit more different what guys are looking for now when they're looking for colleges. At my time, it was just looking for a great coach and somebody who could put me in a position to make it to the next level. There's other things that come into play now. These guys are a brand and a lot of different things. So how were you able to make that adjustment?
Well, let me say this. There will be coaches that would pay more than I would be willing to pay. But I'm telling kids, you don't want to trip over nickels trying to get to $200 million. Mm-hmm. And you pick the right school. Don't let it overwhelm you with the money. Can I throw a humble brag out there?
Absolutely.
Please, yes.
Okay, my guys have made $6 billion in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So $6 billion. So when I say that, if you're willing to take an extra $800,000 to go, and you're telling me you want to be a pro, have at it. I'm not. And I don't begrudge anybody. DeMarcus Cousins told me back in the day, he said, what should I do? Should I put my name in the draft? I said, if you want to do what's right for you and your family, you put your name in that draft. You want to do what's right for me and my family, why don't you stay for a couple more years? And so this thing, I just wish they could not transfer. They should be able to go once, maybe twice without penalty, because the coach lied. Told him you're shooting every ball. I'm going to play you this way. And he didn't tell them the truth. Then they should be able to leave. But 4 times, that means the first sign of trouble, I'm out.
Yes.
And you can't.
Second sign of trouble, I'm out.
Yeah.
Third sign of trouble, I'm out. 4th sign of trouble, I'm out. That's setting a bad precedent for life, I think.
There you go. If you're a parent, wouldn't you tell your son, no, you're fighting this, out. You're not, no, you're staying, you're going to do it. Now, I understand once or twice without penalty, but after that, don't tell me, well, we'd get sued. A kid transferring 4 times, 1, it's not good for him. 2, he has no chance academically to do anything. And I think we're still academic institutions. Take it to court. You can win that.
Yeah.
But if we get that in order, I think the NIL stuff would be fine. Because right now, you got, the quarterback from Vanderbilt. Was it on this show?
No, it was on Bussin' with the boys, $4.5 million.
To just put his name in the, well, that's tampering. That's tampering.
No.
Put your name in the portal, $4.5 million. We got to get away from that more than the NIL.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. We're coming up on it.
Hold it. Adu Thiero. If anybody misses that, it's going to be like they missed on. You ready?
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Okay.
I've gone through when they missed.
What do you say?
Adu Thiero is a first-round draft pick, and I'm going to tell you why. The league, I love the physicalness of the league right now.
Absolutely.
I love it. Because you got to work to get a basket. It ain't horse anymore. You can't shoot. It is, you got to get, and someone better screen because the guy's holding like that.
Yeah, no holding, no holding.
All that stuff. A dude can play in a physical game and athletically be in the top 1%. He's somebody, if you pass on, they'll look back and say, How many people passed on him?
Hey,
He's
Coach.
that good and a good kid. From Pittsburgh.
Love that.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Draft him. You're always recruiting, always selling, always coaching, always sticking up for your guys. You're the man. We appreciate the hell out of you.